Only one place in the federal guidelines where you can have 10 machine and get 1 year of community service and 1 year incarceration.
If there's one thing everyone knows about 50 Cent, it's that crossing him is never a smart move. He's one of the most ruthless figures in hip-hop when it comes to public feuds, and T.I. learned that lesson the hard way. Their tension goes back years, fueled by long-standing snitching allegations that have followed T.I. like a shadow. Despite all his achievements, that label has stuck with him, and 50 was one of the first and loudest voices to call it out. At first, T.I. tried to brush it off, staying calm while 50 took his usual shots, but over time, the back and forth grew more heated. Eventually, T.I. fired back, challenging 50 to a 20-track versus battle, even offering to do it on 50's birthday. That move might have been bold, but it only made 50 double down with his signature brand of pettiness. He unearthed the infamous 2008 Crime Stoppers ad where T.I. urged people to report crimes, and the internet had a field day with it. The irony is, 50 and T.I. weren't always at odds. They had mutual respect once, collaborating on music, speaking highly of each other, and both building powerful legacies in entertainment and business.
So Tough, to everyone listening to it, is an awesome song. Listen carefully. Actually, you don't have to even listen that carefully. There's a line in there directed at another rapper in the game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What line? What rapper you talking about?
It was a line that has you questioning that you have, is it true you have the best lawyers in the game?
I feel like I do.
Okay.
I have great.
And you asked them a question that if you got caught with 10 weapons in your car, you would have seen 10 years, so maybe 9.
What I'm saying, so when you write it and you put it there and you leave it and say, watch, let me watch and see what happens. And there's so much controversy around it, you didn't say anything. Then you go, see, they think that. Yeah. They just won't say it to them because they're a bunch of punks.
Yeah. Will you drop the line for me, that line that starts off with about having the best lawyers in the game?
I got the best lawyers, money.
Can you understand? Well, you know me, I'm direct too. Yeah. Is that line about T.I.?
Absolutely, for the public to decide.
Yet, despite their shared success, those allegations continue to follow T.I. wherever he goes. Adding more fuel to the fire, rumors recently spread that T.I. was supposed to play Davis McClain in Power, but lost the role because of his rocky relationship with 50. T.I. has denied the claims, insisting he and 50 still respect one another, but 50's silence on the matter speaks volumes. In the world of 50 Cent, no comment often means the storm hasn't passed, it's just waiting for the next headline. But how did T.I. end up with a reputation that made 50 Cent and others keep their distance? How did things between the two turn from mutual respect to full-blown tension?
When they want to try, look, even for me personally, my character, they would try to attack my character. They'll say he a rat or he this and that. Yeah. All you gotta do is ask him who I told on. Paperwork. I ain't never told on no in my life. Yeah. In the Prem situation, look at this case. It'll tell you who told on him. Right. My name ain't in that.
The answer lies in a series of moves that shaped how both men viewed each other and how the industry viewed T.I. Their history runs deep, and the friction didn't just start overnight. While 50 is known for trolling and throwing shade across social media, his issue with T.I. seems rooted in a few key moments. The biggest one? T.I.'s constant push for a versus battle against 50, something the Queens mogul clearly never took seriously. To 50, it wasn't confidence, it was desperation. But long before that, T.I. had already sparked controversy with East Coast rappers, including 50. The tension really hit the surface after the infamous Crime Stoppers commercial in 2007. Back then, T.I. was facing serious gun charges and looking at a potential 20-year sentence. Instead of going completely quiet, he made a public service announcement urging people to help stop violence and report crimes in their neighborhoods. That one decision would follow him for the rest of his career. The move might have been meant to show growth and responsibility, but in hip-hop culture, especially during that era, it sent the wrong message. Many viewed it as cooperating with law enforcement, and that's a stigma that doesn't fade easily. The ad instantly divided the rap community. Peers began questioning his street credibility, and the whispers started spreading like wildfire. And right on cue, 50 Cent was one of the first to call it out publicly, branding T.I. as the last person who should be talking about street codes.
Life, play with me.
For 50, the ad wasn't just bad PR. It was proof that T.I. had broken an unspoken rule. 50 Cent didn't waste time making his feelings clear, he went straight to the booth. On G-Unit's track, You So Tough, 50 dropped bars that had everyone connecting the dots. Get knocked with 10 machine guns, only get 12 months. Hey, don't talk to me, you talk to him, you talking to them. He followed it up with more lines about lawyers and staying silent, hinting that someone out there was cutting deals instead of doing time. Fans didn't have to guess long. The timing and context made it obvious he was referencing T.I. and that infamous 2007 arrest. Here's the story. Just hours before T.I. was supposed to perform at the BET Hip Hop Awards, federal agents swooped in and arrested him on serious weapons charges. His own bodyguard, who had been secretly cooperating with the feds, handed over 3 machine guns and 2 silencers that T.I. had allegedly paid $12,000 for. The twist? T.I. was already a convicted felon, which made his possession of those weapons a major federal crime. But when the dust settled, his punishment left the industry stunned. Instead of a decade behind bars, which would have been the standard sentence for such charges, he walked away with a shockingly light deal. 1 year of house arrest, 1,500 hours of community service, and a short, undefined prison term. That leniency raised eyebrows across the rap world.
But how are you dealing with when, the 50 cents are coming at you?
Well, I mean, honestly, man, to be perfectly honest with you, man, I gotta deal with each situation as how it come out of the person's mouth. You can misinterpret songs, lyrics, you know what I'm saying? When you're being interviewed and someone asks you, how do you feel about this? I gotta take that. I gotta take your verbal rather than listen to your lyrics and jump to a conclusion. And when I heard him speaking on it, he said he wasn't talking about me, you know what I'm saying? And me and 50 always had a decent rapport, you know? It wasn't never nothing negative. So, and like he said this in conversation. At the same time, he said, man, he's never had a problem with saying people's names when he's speaking on them. And that's not like 50. If he going at somebody, he usually say their name and make it known. It's usually not ever whether or not, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that it's just unnecessary to jump to a conclusion and, create an issue where there is none.
To many, including 50 Cent, it didn't add up. In You So Tough, 50 used the lyrics to question how someone could face that level of charges and still come home so fast. The message was clear. He was suggesting that T.I.'s plea deal might have come with conditions, possibly even cooperation with authorities. When asked directly in an interview whether he was talking about T.I., 50 played coy, saying it was up to the public to decide. But by then, the damage was done. The song fueled years of speculation, and the snitch label began to shadow T.I.'s name in ways he couldn't fully shake, no matter how much success followed. If you really read between the lines, 50 Cent didn't have to say T.I.'s name. The message was already loud and clear. His lyrics did all the talking. He was implying that the streets had already labeled T.I. as a snitch, and 50 was just the one bold enough to bring that conversation to the surface. Now, when T.I. was asked about the situation around the same time G-Unit dropped You So Tough, he tried to stay diplomatic. Back then, T.I. still gave 50 the benefit of the doubt, brushing off the shots as part of the game. But let's be honest, with federal agents watching his every move, T.I. wasn't exactly in a position to clap back too hard. Any misstep could have jeopardized his deal, so he stayed low-key. Of course, that peace didn't last forever. Fast forward to 2020, and the ghosts of the past came back stronger than ever. That old Crime Stoppers commercial resurfaced right in the middle of hip-hop's snitching debate, the same time Tekashi 6ix9ine made headlines for testifying in court against his 9 Trey associates. Suddenly, that old video of T.I. urging the public to report crime was back in circulation, and 50 couldn't resist jumping into the chaos. He took to Twitter with his trademark sarcasm, writing, "This is the first song I'm gonna play, You So Tough," tagging the post with T.I.'s name, the Crime Stoppers clip, and an audio snippet of the track that originally called him out.
Innocent or guilty, criminal or citizen, that could get them any time for any crime. Say, look, if it say, sir, did you see such and such and such, do such and such and such? Oh, wait a minute, only time, the only time.
It was pure 50, trolling, petty, and calculated for maximum effect. Naturally, T.I. couldn't let that slide. He jumped straight into the comments, firing back and insisting he never cooperated with authorities or snitched on anyone. He made it clear that his past legal troubles were handled through proper channels, not through any kind of deal with law enforcement. But instead of diffusing the situation, his response only poured gasoline on the fire. T.I. didn't just defend himself, he flipped the entire situation back on 50. In his response, he implied that maybe 50 was projecting, hinting that 50 might have his own questionable past when it came to dealing with law enforcement. Tip wrote, "The video clip is cute, in poor taste, but cute. However, I prefer facts. I've never given any information to any form of law enforcement to get nobody no time for no crime ever. 50 Cent, can you say the same?" But that was only the beginning. T.I. wasn't content with a single post. He doubled down by sharing 50's video on his own Instagram, using the moment to reignite their long-standing feud and challenge him publicly to a versus battle once again. Tip wrote a fiery caption saying, "I'll take this as an acceptance of my catalog challenge. We got him. He bit the bait. Set this up so I can finally shut this watermelon head invisible neck ninja up once and for all." He didn't stop there either. T.I. continued his attack by mocking both 50's music and his legacy, calling the Crime Stoppers clip old, outdated, and in poor taste. Much like your catalog, 50 Cent.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. If there was another commercial that I ain't finna tell on nobody, I ain't finna take no stand, I ain't wanna get nobody locked up, I ain't finna do nothing that gonna cause nobody no time. But
how you feel when them niggas be like, man, them tip, man, all the shit.
Man,
hey, we on the bullshit. You been drinking, I've been drinking.
Then he fired off another round of claims, insisting once more that he had never cooperated with authorities or given up anyone for leniency. He wrote, "The fact remains, I have never given any information to any form of law enforcement at any time in life to get anybody anytime for any crime. Supreme told me to ask 50 Cent if he can say the same." T.I. wrapped it all up with one of the boldest call-outs yet. "So let's set the date, pick your 20 songs off that one hot album you got, and let's lay your little overrated, outdated, steroid-inflated catalog to rest. R.I.P. to 50 Cent's catalog. I've seen you con those New York ninjas for years." It was pure provocation, part challenge, part diss track in text form. And knowing 50 Cent's reputation, T.I. had just set the stage for a war of words that was far from over. T.I. clearly wasn't ready to let things cool off. He kept firing back, taking the whole feud up a notch. After that heated Instagram post calling out 50 Cent, Tip wasn't done. He went live on Instagram with comedian Kelly K-Dub Walker to set the record straight once again. During their conversation, T.I. circled back to the long-running rumors about him being a snitch, determined to shut it down once and for all. He made it clear that he stood by every decision he made, especially that Crime Stoppers commercial that had resurfaced years later. But even after addressing it live, he still wasn't satisfied. Soon after, T.I. brought up the same topic again during an interview on the Big Facts podcast, giving an even deeper explanation for why he made that video in the first place. When asked how he felt about being labeled a rat because of that PSA, Tip doubled down and stood by his past choices without hesitation. He said, "If making that video in my area would keep me from doing 10 years for something I was using to protect myself, I'd do it again. Time and time again. I ain't that gangster. I ain't the type to tell on nobody, and I ain't ever taken no stand to get somebody locked up." He made it clear that in his eyes, there was a big difference between promoting safety in his community and cooperating with law enforcement. But of course, the controversy didn't stop there. When the host asked him how he felt about New York rappers, especially 50 Cent, constantly throwing shade over that old commercial, T.I. didn't hold back. He had a few sharp words that made it clear he wasn't backing down anytime soon. This was the point when 50 Cent finally decided he'd had enough and came swinging back. About a week after T.I.'s Big Facts interview aired, 50 took to Instagram in classic fashion, direct, cutting, and unapologetic. In a now deleted post, he reshared a clip from T.I.'s interview and added his own fiery caption, "This was a week ago. This ninja was telling me about a comedy show he's working on backstage. I don't like all this kind of ish. It wouldn't be a good idea to come around me again. Respectfully, stay away from me." It was 50's way of drawing a line, making it clear that whatever peace existed between them before was gone. But the drama didn't end there. Things only escalated when tragedy struck and T.I. made a comment that many felt crossed the line. After the death of Chicago rapper King Von in Atlanta on November 6, 2020, T.I. took to Instagram to share what he claimed was a message about protecting Atlanta's image. He wrote, "Atlanta is a beautiful, progressive city filled with black excellence, We uplift each other and win together. Stop coming here to kill each other. That's played out. Then he added a caption that caused major backlash. Handle your beefs in your city. Thanks in advance, King. To many, it sounded like T.I. was speaking directly about Von's death, and the timing couldn't have been worse. The comment sparked outrage, and 50 Cent quickly stepped in once again, this time siding with King Von's family. 50 reshared a post from Von's sister, Kayla B., who called out T.I. directly, writing, "These are facts, but the energy he always putting in other people's business needs to be the same energy he uses to make things right with his daughter." It was a cold reminder that in 50's world, no move goes unchecked. And when T.I. tried to position himself as the voice of reason, it backfired hard. The backlash was brutal, and 50 made sure everyone saw just how fast public opinion could turn when you speak on the wrong situation. There was no way 50 Cent was going to let that slide. As soon as he caught wind of Kayla B's post, he jumped straight into the mix, addressing T.I. directly with that signature 50-style precision. He posted, "You gotta chill, you bugging for saying anything. They got casualties. This is real. I don't know what you were thinking, but rethink it. Right now, they're hurting. They love that boy. He was way out. I bet you don't even realize they're mad at you for what you just said. What hood you from again? Come on now. It's quiet time." That was 50's way of reminding T.I. that some moments aren't meant for public commentary. It wasn't the time for lectures or statements. It was time for silence and respect. And for once, T.I. actually went quiet. The backlash was heavy and 50's words hit hard. But of course, Tip couldn't stay silent for long. Fast forward and new rumors started swirling through Hollywood and hip-hop circles. Word spread that T.I. was this close to landing a major role in 50 Cent's Power universe but lost the opportunity because of their ongoing beef. The whispers claimed T.I. had been tapped to play Davis McClain, the slick, powerful attorney now portrayed by Method Man. According to Power actors Gianni Paolo, who plays Braden, and Michael Rainey Jr., who plays Tariq, the change was sudden. They said they showed up on set one day and Method Man was just there. No warning, no announcement. That's when speculation kicked into overdrive that behind-the-scenes tension between 50 and T.I. caused the switch-up. When T.I. heard the chatter, he didn't waste time clearing his name. He jumped on Tony the Closer's podcast and addressed it head-on, saying there was no truth to the rumor that he was ever officially cast as Davis McClain. According to Tip, the whole story was blown out of proportion. He said that while he and 50 had some history, there was still a deep level of professional respect between them. T.I. explained that he had nothing but love for what 50 built with Power, BMF, and the entire television universe. But whether the respect is mutual remains to be seen, because when it comes to 50 Cent, silence doesn't always mean peace. Sometimes it's just the calm before the next round of shots. But while T.I. was out here publicly praising 50 Cent and claiming there was mutual respect, 50 kept things eerily quiet. No response, no clarification, nothing. He didn't confirm the piece, but he didn't deny it.